I'm Camille Tootie, FedScoop's editorial director, and I'm here with one of our Fed mentors, Mark Day from GSA. Welcome, Mark.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Talk a little bit about what was your first government job and what did you learn from that?
Well, my first government job was working in a community action agency in rural part of Missouri, running Meals on Wheels, helping senior citizens get at least one good meal a year. What did I learn? I learned the value of working with people. I learned that no matter how much I knew academically and how much I understood technically what I was trying to manage, in the end it all came down to the people. It's the people you work with, the people who are suppliers, vendors, and how do you actually create relationships that get the job done.
Was there anything you did early in your career that influenced your success?
Yes. I tried a lot of different things and ran a lot of different things. And so I gained a lot of perspective from different jobs that allowed me to maybe see things a little differently than the average person who stays in one organization and absorbs that culture, and that's really the only culture they know. And so over the years, it became apparent that by being able to bring one or more perspectives to an issue that maybe weren't common within the organization, it allowed me to be the voice of innovation or allowed me to help people think about a problem in a new way. And if you can add value in how you think about problems, that's typically pretty good for your career.
Mm-hmm. What advice would you give to young federal employees who might feel overwhelmed in their new roles?
Well, probably the best advice I could give someone is to remember this. Your boss probably feels just as overwhelmed as you do in some ways. Nobody's working with perfect information. Nobody has all the answers at the moment they take on a problem. It's a journey. If you could actually see the entirety of a journey, you might not start that journey. It might look too hard. But when you say, wait a minute, can I make progress on this piece of the problem? Can I break the problem down into multiple parts, take it piece by piece, tackle the piece, solve it, have a value, add value to the effort? I think you'll find that you can actually make a lot of progress on a lot of things. And the flip side of that is, don't have a grand view of what you're going to accomplish with this project. Listen to what they ask you to accomplish that. Solve that problem. Don't try to make it into the giant success. I'm going to be a flaming success from this one thing. No, take the problem, solve it, piece by piece. You do that often enough, you'll be a giant success.
What's the best career advice you've ever received?
Well, there's two pieces that stick with me quite often. The first one is, when you have a debate with your colleagues, which you will, it's not personal. It's just business. We are trying to solve a problem, and we have different perspectives. And the higher you go, the more often it's true that each person is right from their perspective, and yet you're in disagreement as a whole. Now, how do we solve for that problem? And how do we find a solution that fits all of the needs of the different professions that might be involved, and yet does no violence to any one profession? So it's not personal. This is business. We're going to argue. We're going to disagree. Don't take it outside the building. Go have a beer afterwards with the person. The other piece of advice I've been given repeatedly is, people invite you in to help when you actually help, based on their definition of help. If you think I'm coming to fix it, if you think I'm coming to help you because you've got it wrong, well, then you probably won't ask me to come back. And so we have to remember, help is on the terms of the person receiving the help, not on the terms of the person who wants to offer the help.
Why would you recommend someone early in their career to work for the government?
Well, the government is going to do something very unique. It's going to give you lots of authority very quickly if you demonstrate just sound judgment. You're going to be allowed to work on many different things. You're going to get lots of different experiences. You're going to get to work with lots of different people. And you're going to work with some of the smartest people you'll ever meet. I've been on both private and public side. The public side is filled with people with high moral character, who have a high integrity, a love for the mission, and they're very smart, and you're going to get to meet lots of different ones in lots of different settings. And so you're going to grow your perspective on issues in ways you can't possibly do when you're doing one thing very well. And the nature of the beast is industry tends to be do this thing and do it very, very well. And government tends to be we do a lot of different things, leveraging the power of the private sector who does things well. Our job is to figure out how all these things fit together. And so you get a lot of exposure. And so government's a great place to see a much broader perspective early.
What are some of the key initiatives or current work you're focused on?
Well, having just changed jobs in the last couple of weeks, I'm still learning the new job. That's probably my biggest initiative is learning the new job. We're working on things like cloud broker. And how do we actually solve for a condition where the vision long-term is that everybody will be using cloud for lots of different things, but pretty much we manage each little cloud job by itself. We're working on a thing called Cloud Broker that would help us solve, you've got 50 cloud providers. How do you manage them? How do you connect with all of them? How do you integrate their services? So that's a big project. We're working on a new strategy for our networks program. Where do we go with this converging world where data transport now is not just data transport, it's video, it's voice, it's all different kinds of things, sensor transport. How do we work in this new converged world, different contract models? What does that look like for the government going forward in building that Networks 2020 vision? Very big effort. Finally, the other big piece in our office is something called schedules modernization, where we're really looking at the entire schedules program and understanding how we can modernize it. All of this to one purpose. How do we add value to our customers? How do we add value in terms of speed so they can get their job done faster? And how do we add value in terms of savings so that they can actually save money, apply that either to the mission, apply it to the cost that the government has, which has led to budget deficits and other things. So we're focused on speed and savings as ways to deliver value to our customer.
Very interesting. Mark, thank you so much for being a Fed mentor. We
Sure.
appreciate it.
Glad to do it. Thank you.
Thank you.